Okay, everybody. I should be doing my homework, or just studying in general, because I don't think I have homework. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. I have been making an indie cross-board game. I've put a lot of work into this. Let me just... Okay, let me explain the basics. Okay. Each character has their own character card, with defense, speed, coordination, which describes how well they work with teammates, and attack. Attack will vary based on the type of mechanic you have. For in this case, Cuphead, bullets, and their HP. Every 6 damage equals 1 HP. However, anything above that will still deal only 1 HP of damage. So, like if you dealt 100 damage, it would still only deal 1. The downside is that he still only has like 3 HP. So, yeah. Bullets. Because of the bullets, like his attacks are weak, but he relies on a rapid fire, which is why he has more than the regular amount of actions, which is 10. Usually all characters have 10 actions unless something special is with them. You can also only use 5 actions per turn, which is still the case for Cuphead, but they do get more actions than usual. Sorry, I'm sick right now. They also have more special mechanics. For example, they do have the rest of their bullets, but for simplicity, I'll just be using the basic bullets. Chaser, very weak, but doesn't miss. Also, unlike other attacks, Cuphead's attacks pass through defense. They are very weak, but they do pass through defense, so that's also an upside. However, in order to attack, characters have... Please wait a second. Sorry, I lost their ability scroll. So, yeah. Their build is pass through defense. 1 hit equals 6 HP. Anything above that still deals 1 HP. Cuphead has 5 extra actions. All characters have this, an ability scroll. Some are bigger than others. However, some abilities are just contained on cards in order to not make the scroll too long. They have super arts, which costs 5 cards in your super meter. You must use the parry ability in order to do so. You can just use an ability card to charge a parry. However, if an opponent is shooting a pink projectile at you, you can also parry that as well. So it will still only charge 1 card in your super meter. However, it makes the projectile disappear. So that's cool. Invisible Dash. On an opponent's turn, you can choose to use an ability card, and it will instantly add +4 to your dodge roll. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna explain the cards. So before a round of combat starts, a character, actually I don't even think it'll be a round of combat, I think just the game in general, you draw cards equal to the amount of actions you have. Total actions, not what you can use on your turn. So in this case, Cuphead, since he has 5 extra, he would draw 15 cards in total. These can be mixed and matched. I'd suggest if anybody else in my school played Cuphead, or anybody that was interested in learning more about this, that you choose to use 6 ability cards only, and 9 attack cards, because ability cards are very useful to stack up parries, but also to potentially add pluses to your dodge roll. The reason I only choose 6 is because Cuphead has a decent speed. It's likely that they can dodge most attacks. The only problem is you have to roll this 2 times. One is for reaction, which will immediately make you fail your dodge roll if you fail it, because you didn't react to the attack. But if you succeed reaction, you still have to roll for the actual dodge. That's the thing you get an addition for. Okay. Yeah, Super Meter, Super Arts. I think I explained most things about Cuphead and general stuff. For bullet change, you can change one bullet if you use an action and an ability card. So if I didn't want to use this, I'd use an action and an ability card to do that. Now, to give you a feel of how the game works, I'm going to do a single round of combat. Oop! It looks like I'm going to go first. That's 26, unless they also roll a 26. I am fighting a drone. Okay, yep, I go first. Let's see. First, I use 2 ability cards to charge 2 parries. I get 2 cards in my Super Meter. So that is 2 actions used. However, I will use another 2 actions to actually use these. Okay, sorry. If you flip over a card, you get the EX. The Mega Blast for Pea Shooter deals 9 damage. And remember, that passes through defense. So that's an immediate 18 damage unless they dodge. If you are being hit with multiple attacks in a row, there's a penalty because you have to react multiple times in a row, which is quite troubling. So they choose to dodge. They immediately succeed, rolling the max on their 1d12. I believe that is just barely a succession. Oh, wait, no. Wait, so that's 5. That is not a succession. 6 and above is succeed. In order to dodge, it's 12 minus your speed. The drone has 7 speed, and then that is the number you must roll above. So 1 to 5 is a failing roll. So they failed the first dodge. So not only do they get a -1 for consecutive attacks, which was 2, but they also get a -2 for failing. So they have a -3 to the next dodge roll. And they fail the reaction roll anyway, so they are hit by both attacks. That is 18 damage. As I said, you can use up to 5 actions on your turn, in which I only used 4, because I parried twice, but then I attacked twice. I don't know why I put 14. They are currently at 107 HP. And for my last attack, I'm just gonna, like... I think I'm gonna change Chaser. So I use an ability card and an action to increase, my bullet to charge. Description: 1 attack when in use, and you can use an extra attack card on your turn when using it to increase the damage to 10. That is very nice. It's EX, Radial Barrage, 20 damage, roll 1d6 to see how close it hits. So basically it depends on how close the enemy is in the same tile. I was going to use this map, but we might as well not, because it doesn't really affect it right now. Okay, that is all 5 of my actions used for that turn. I would like to say, the drone has 2 different forms. And it gets form 2 since it is 3 and 4, which make it form 2. It uses an action to change its arms. So, because its ability, it gets +4 attack, and it uses an attack as well. Also, yeah, sorry, I forgot to roll for damage last time. So, I guess I'll roll it for their attack. This attack deals 12 damage, but then they get to reroll and choose a different limb. It misses. It misses. It misses immediately. Okay. Okay, so it was 9. Yeah. Then they have to reroll. They attack again. That is a 9. That actually hits this time. No, I don't roll the dodge, actually. So, I take 1 HP of damage. I don't want to waste, ability cards. Okay. So yeah, they hit me. That was still 1 action used, and they still have to reroll. Okay, 2. They have a total of 16 attack now, and I doubt that they'll be changing that anytime soon, so they will not be using that ability again. They choose to use a basic attack on me, which is just a basic attack. They deal 16 damage. That one I actually choose to dodge. Successful reaction. And 2, unfortunately, I choose to use an ability card to add +5, which is 7, which makes it succeed. Okay, so they're at 8 actions. I am at 9. Wherever the hell I am. Okay, I'm really far down. Okay, 8 actions. That was literally only 2 actions. They choose to attack me again. 3, they miss. Okay, so that's 7. And they attack me and they try to hit again. Failed reaction. I can't do anything to fix that. I take 1 HP of damage. Dang. Okay, wait. I am currently at 1 HP. That was 2 actions used. Oh, wait, they're done. Wait, no, they're not. Wait, are they? Okay, so that was 1. And then it was 8, 7. Yeah, they're at 6. They're at 6 actions. They can attack me 1 more time. They roll an at 1. That failed. Okay. Okay, I think the best thing to do is use as many attacks as I can on them. They can only dodge 5 times, so... yeah. Let us begin. I have 9 actions. I'm still able to use 5 on my turn, but I just lost 1 of my 10. Yeah. I choose to use Charge. That is a basic attack. However, I use another attack card to add its bonus, to deal 10 damage. They roll to dodge. They fail immediately and take 10 damage. They are at 97 HP. I do it again, and charge it at the same time. That is another 10 damage. They try to dodge again. Okay, 7. That is a successful reaction roll. However, they have a -1 and a -2 for failing the reaction. So they have a -3 to their roll for dodge. Didn't even matter anyway. They got a 4. They take another 10 damage. I do it again. That is another 10 damage. They choose to dodge. 10. Successful. Okay, so that was -3 last time. Then it's another -3 this time because they failed to dodge. So that is actually -6. They could literally only do it if it was 12, and now they just can't dodge. Okay. This is the last attack I can really do. So that was 4 attacks this turn. They cannot dodge this one. That is 67. Okay, that was 3. That was 4 actions for me. So I am at 5. After that, I choose to use a basic pea shooter to deal 3 damage. And they can't even attempt to dodge, so they just take the damage. 64. Okay, we're not getting into the complicated stuff like counterattacks, because why? Yeah, it is now their turn. They have 2 actions left. I have 4. They attempt to attack me. They get an 8. I have no choice but to attempt to dodge. 6. That is failure. And it was a reaction roll. So I can't add anything to this roll. And I die. After all of that. Okay, so, yeah, I'm dead. I had 4 actions left. Yeah, so that's how this game works. Yeah. I hope you like it. If you want me to review any other characters that I've made, here they are, and you can tell me which ones you want to see. The Knight, Shovel Knight, V1, Hungry Lamu, Hyperlight Drifter, Springtrap, Doug Hauser from Dark Deception, Bonnie from Bonnie's Bakery, because it's one of my favorite indie games, my friend from FNF, Hugh from Adinal and Battlein, they're one character, they have a very cool character plate, Octodad, cause why not, Untitled Goose Game, Nico from One Shot, and finally, I believe, Frisk from Undertale. Thank you for listening, and tell me what you would like to see next.